channel. So what I'm going to do today for you guys is a bit of a back test. So in the background you can see I'm in a new trade, same strategy. It's the strategy that I talked about in the last video, which is another variation of my ladder or EMA strategy. But what I'm doing differently is my ladder is built on whole numbers, and I wait for so essentially they are fairly strong support and resistance areas, whole numbers generally, not always, but what I do is I wait for reaction off of those. I trade off of that, and then will place a pending order in the opposite direction. So if it moves against me, I basically hedge my position, and then I wait for it to get to the next whole number, the next step of the ladder, and then I wait for reaction off of that. If it keeps pushing through, I will hold my positions, and basically I will, as soon as I see a move in the opposite direction, I will close the position that's in profit and open a new. So let's say I'm in a sell, or I start with a buy, it goes against me, then I open a sell, same lot size, pushes down, pushes down, pushes down, and when it eventually hits an area where I see resistance, then or support should I say, I will close the sell that's in profit, and I will open a new buy, and if it pushes down again, I will then open a new sell with the combination of the two sells, of the two buys. So if I'm in two buys for 0.1, my new sell position would be 0.2. So the hedge always counters the other positions. And so far it's been going extremely well. I've done the odd back test, but I've never back test over a big period of time. So what I want to do is I actually want to do a test over the whole last year. So I'm going to start with a balance of what I would start with. I have, I think, about $2,700 in an account, which I am just waiting to trade, waiting until I basically have the strategy that I want to move forward with, which so far is looking like this is the one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back test the whole year, see how that goes. And also the thing is, once you go too deep into opening bigger lot sizes, remember every time you are opening a new bigger lot size, because the price is continuously moving further away, you're still closing profit for every move down or up to that position. So you're essentially playing with money you've backed, if that makes sense, and you'll see it in the. So what I'll do is I'll trade the first maybe month real time, and then I will go into high speed, because I don't think you guys will watch a whole year. And then at the end, you will basically see what did I end up with after a year, starting with $2,700. And my lot size for the time being, I'm looking at 0.1 lots per $1,000. And the only way I will know is if that's too much is by trading it and seeing. But I think it'll be okay. I've been trading this strategy for the last week and a bit. When I started this strategy, my demo account was sitting on, I think it was 5,700. I'm currently sitting on 7,599, so just shy of 7,600. So it's done extremely well over the last. So we've essentially made $2,000 in a week and a half, which is incredible. I did start at a slightly higher lot size. I think I was initially trading 0.5, which is doable. You can trade 0.5, but if you go too deep into opening new, bigger positions, you're consistently getting a bigger and bigger drawdown. That drawdown is okay because you have essentially banked the money that is, holding that drawdown. But what you'll see is your drawdown is always around the same places where you started, right? So sometimes when you go too deep, you've got to decide where you want to cut it, and you just wait for a small move back. As long as you know what your balance was when you started those trades, you can kind of cut break even if you need to. So I've never actually lost any money in this trade. I've held drawdown, but that drawdown has always been kind of break even, and then I wait for that break even of my two positions, and when I close that, I've essentially banked all the profit until that point, and I just break even on the trades that are open. So I'll show you how it works. I'm super excited about this strategy because it looks good. It looks really good, and it seems to quite easily be hitting my 5% target a week. So let me just go into the simulator so we can start simulating some trades. So I'll start from the beginning of this year and I'll try and trade until the end, see how long it takes. So yeah, this, and we are going to open up our trainer, Edge Trainer. Again, this is a tool that you get if you sign up with Blue Edge, which is the people I'm doing the prop farming with. Prop farming is kind of on a go slow at the moment just because we're in December. I don't want to push that too much. Yesterday actually, I moved another payment over from my small account, the 10K account. So, you know, payments are slowly coming in. My 100K account at the moment is sitting about $2,000 under. I'm not too worried about that because I think we'll come back from that next year. But next year is going to be super exciting with the prop farming. I'm very excited about that. All right, so we go new. I use Duca's copy for that. I'm going to use Euro USD. The time frame I trade at the moment is the 15-minute. I'll also open an hour just to move if I need to move. And then we go to Jan the 3rd. Okay, and my balance is going to be exactly what I would be starting on, $2,700. Okay, and my leverage I would imagine I'd be on a 1 to 200. Okay, so everything else is good to go. Open up that, and we are going to trade it as if we were in a live market. So what I'll do is the first month I will trade explaining what I'm doing, and after that I'll speed up what I'm doing just so we get to the end result. So as I said before, 0.1 per 0.2, and as soon as we get to 3,000 profit, I'll go to 0.3. So that is that's that. I am going to, I'll keep the dark like this, I think it's easier to see, and I want to also open up an hour chart. Load that chart. So that's the hour chart. Close that. Charts. So the hour chart, let's move forward to about 6 a.m. and then we go to the 15. Now what I do, guys, is, as I said, I put in my horizontal lines, which are all at price, so 3, 5, then we'll go 3, this is the most consuming part of it all. But there's actually a cool indicator in TradingView that does all these lines for you automatically. So when I'm trading in TradingView, I don't have to set all this up, it's already there. Let me just show you. As you can see, the green is the 500, the black is the whole. So there you can see I've got my sell, I'm in a sell, and I've got my buy pending order ready for hedging if it needs to, if it suddenly shoots up. Basically just holding my loss at a set amount, so I can't lose more than a certain amount. So let's go back to this. Let's just keep placing these. What is that? 3, so it'll be 2. Okay, I'll leave those there for now. Let's just start trading. Okay, so we're on 0.2. So essentially I could have actually, on this push down away from there, I could have sold, so I'm going to sell. I'm going to sell now, and let's see how it goes. If it pushes back above the line, I'll open up a buy for the same amount. There we go. So I am going to buy now, and essentially now we've locked in that loss at about $38. So we won't go into a bigger drawdown than that. And all I do now is I wait for it to get to the next line, and now I just watch. I watch what price does. If it turns around and pushes back up, I will open up a buy. I mean, I'll close that sell and open up a new buy for the same amount, 0.2. At the moment, we're not really pushing back above that. Okay, there we are. So now I'm just going to open my trades. I'll put this down here so you can see that. So the sell, I'm in $62 profit. I will close that, and I'm now going to open up a new buy. Okay, let me push this over there. So now we have 2 buys. If I now push back below that and break this again, I will open up a sell for 0.4, which is now equivalent to what I've currently got open in the buys. Okay, so let's see how this goes. So you can see I've already balanced is 2762. So I've closed 662, and my equity here is 2.6, so it's just a little bit under. And that's the thing, your equity will always kind of stay around there as long as you're using your hedge positions correctly. So if this breaks now, okay, so if it breaks there, so now what I do is I will open up a sell 0.4. Again, now we've locked that 150 in, so that will always get bigger as this moves down, but essentially it's the same because I've already banked some profit, right? So now we just move this forward, it's pushing down. If it pushes back up, I'll wait for it to get to the next line, and then I close the 2 buys, and then I will start selling at 0.4. Okay, let me just speed this up a little bit. That's there. Okay, so now we're pushing up. We haven't quite got, so I wanted to actually come to the line there. That's where I want to actually, okay, nothing yet. So sometimes you'll be in these positions for quite a long time, okay? And that's okay, that's how it is. You could be in the same position for 3, 4, 5 days without actually doing anything. Okay, now we've hit this. So now what I want to do is I want to wait for it to go down. Okay, there we go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close these 2 buys. I'm going to close that, and I'm going to close that. And now I open up a new sell at 0.4, okay? So now I have 2 sells 0.4. Now if it moves up, I'll open a buy 0.8. So you can quite quickly get to big lot sizes, and that's why you've got to make sure you're starting at the right lot size, okay, for your account. You don't want to start too big. And if I go a little bit higher, so maybe I can have a set number in my mind that the next one will be 8, then it'll be 1.6, and I won't go bigger than 1.6. So essentially what I could do at 1.6, I can wait to let it get to break even, or just take my small loss. Because at the moment I've got a small loss, and we can get to break even quite easily. I'll show you. So this pushes up. So right there, I'm already at break even. So I could make, you see, my thing is 2707. So I could decide at this point, okay, let's just close it. I'm not happy with how high it is, but I'm fine at the moment with where we are. So what we could do is we wait for it to go down. When I could close it there, and we're still in profit, right? So let me just go back to where it pushed down there. So there we're fairly high in profit. So I would be happy to close it there. If this was a live account, I'd be looking at my balance. We're on 2.8. We've already made $129. I'm going to close all there. You don't want to push it too far. Close all. Done. Now we go back to 0.2. And then we push forward. Wait till we hit one of our ladder lines. There we go. So what I would have done is on that push down, I would have sold. And then I would have a pending order above there. So right there, I would have had a pending order to buy. So now we're in position again, and we can just let it go through until we get to another line, another ladder. Okay, there. Okay, whoa. So you see how we touched the line there? We touched the line, and then we had a push down, which was an indication that, okay, I'm happy to do that. So my buy, I would have closed, and then I would have opened a new sell, okay? So what did we start at? 228.20, right? That was something like that. Always make sure you know your starting balance. Right, so now we push forward. We've got that new sell. We push down. So even there, right now, I'm sitting in profit. I'm 28.46. I want to actually let this get to kind of break even if I can. If it pushes further up, then I will just close it. Okay, there. Sometimes I go too fast. So with that big push down there, you can see floating profit. We're now kind of break even. I would close all, and just like that, we're sitting at 2913. So another lot of profit done, okay? So we started this on the 4th of Jan. It's now the 11th of Jan, and we are sitting at, what is that? Easily $200 in profit. So that easy, guys. It's that simple. I'm in profit. You just got to know when to cut or when to hold. So what I do now is I'll play it again right there. With that push up, I'm going to buy. If it pushes back down, I will open a sell position the same size. Sometimes you're lucky and it just pushes straight up, right? If you can read the market really well, A lot of times your first positions will go to the next line you close. I just go line to line. I'm not trying to hold positions as long as possible. It's all about the taking your profit and getting out of there. Okay, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So right over there, I would have basically at that point taken my profit. We're sitting on $84. I will close all. Thank you very much, market. I take my profit. Okay, and we keep pushing. Another big push up. It pushed down, pushed back up. For me, that's a clear indication that we're going to keep going up. I might be wrong, but that's the cool thing about the hedging, right? If you're wrong, it's okay. Right over there, I'm going to close that $67. I'm happy with that. Done. We're now sitting at $3,000. We've made $300 in, what is that, 8 days. Very happy with that. I'll take that. And now we're going to 0.3. Okay, 0.3 is our start. I just want to see a strong move away from this line. Okay, there we go. I'm happy to sell here. Let's see how this goes. If it pushes further up, I open up a new buy. Okay, right there, sorry, I went too fast again. So I would have opened up a buy right over there. Happy days. And we just let it play out. Just speed it up. Either to the top or the bottom step. Okay, there we go. We hit that step. As you can see, we tapped that step. Nice little wick to the downside, and then a push up, which broke that previous candle. If I zoom in, you can see that push down. We tapped our line, and then we pushed up. For me, that's nice price action for me to say, okay, I'm happy to close my sell. I'm going to close this sell, and I'm going to open up a new buy. Now we're just waiting for a break even on these two. Basically, that's it. If it pushes further down, I open up a 0.6. Pushes up. Okay, where did that go? That was sitting at. I forgot to look at what I was sitting at, but let's just let this play. Okay, there we go. Right over there, 26. I'd be happy to close it there. You can play it a little bit further if you wanted to, but you see how risky that is. Yeah, you see, that would be way too risky, and this is why don't push it, right? The second I get that candle there and I see the wick to the top side, I'm only sitting at a floating of $26. I closed, I think, like close to $70. So I'm still happy that I've still made $50 profit, right? So I closed all there. I'm happy with that, and I'm sitting on 3,133. And now we just repeat, rinse and repeat every single time. Okay, are we going to break this? Let's see what happens. So let me just do one more trade, and then I'll go into like full speed. Just you guys see the idea of it, right? Started at 2.7 on the 4th of Jan. It is now the 17th of Jan, and we are sitting at 3,133. We've just upped our lot size. So growing with the account, as the account grows, your profits will grow too. So we're going to take a buy right there, and we're just going to let it play through. If it pushes down, we take a sell. If it pushes up, we take our profit. So I would have definitely been in there. Got to play it as close as we would to the real thing. Let's see where it goes. Okay. So right there, this is a perfect example. You see how that pushed through, and there was no sign of it turning back. So then you don't close your position. Let it go. Let it go. If it comes back, then you can close that position. So let's see what it does. Okay, it's coming back now. Let's see. If we push back up over with a nice strong candle. For me, that wasn't a strong enough candle. I want to see it actually break through. Still not happy with that. Okay, there we go. This candle right there, that would have been the one. You look at all the other candles, not as sure as that one. That was like a solid breakthrough, that line. So I will now close my sell, $111. Take that profit, thank you very much, and I will open up a new buy. And now we're just looking for break even or close to. It doesn't have to be break even. Don't be greedy. Remember, do not be greedy with this. If it pushes back down, we will open up a new position. So okay, still okay. It's on the line, it's not really breaking through. Nice push up there. Okay, if it breaks further than that, I am going to, right, I'm going to open up the sell for 0.6 now. Sell, and now okay, so now we're getting to the bottom here. I want to see what the price does here. Okay, that push up right there, I'm happy with that. It tapped and then pushed up. I am going to close this sell, another $180 banked, close that, and now we open up a new buy from on 0.3. The buys will always remain 0.3. Okay, we take our buy. If we break down now, we will be on 0.9 for the sell. Okay, so we push up. Now at that point, guys, you got to understand, at that point we already would be break even, I think, or close enough to it, because we would have banked, I think, well over, I think about $300 if I'm not mistaken. If I look at the closed orders, what do we have there? 20th of Jan. So it would be the last three positions would be these ones. 111, 180, so that's 290, call it 290. So anything around 290, we're kind of breaking even, right? It's understanding what you've closed and where you are. Always understanding where you are. So if we were to close this 256, we'd still be $40 in profit, right? So it's just understanding that. And if you feel like, okay, I don't want to, or you're coming up to big news, or you're coming up to whatever, that's the cool thing about this. I could hold in big news. It doesn't matter, because once you've got your hedge position in place, it doesn't matter. You're holding that loss. So let's see where price goes. At the moment, 196. So I'd kind of be happy. We'd still be sitting at about 100 in profit. I'd like to see a push up to here. Let's see. This is the risk you take. Okay. So right there, it's pushing back down now. You see? Okay, there. That right there would be where I'd close it. I'd be happy to close it. You're still losing $114, but essentially I'm still making profit over the hold. From the start to the finish of that, I've still made profit, so I'm going to close all. And that's the key. Don't be greedy. Take the money it gives you, and just know when to cut your losses, right? So we're currently sitting at 3,300. We've made about $1,600. No, not 1,000. Sorry, 7, about $600. Sorry, not 1,000. $600. Happy with that. Very happy with that. So what I'm going to do now, guys, that's it. I've explained it. I've shown you. I'm going to just keep trading through till I'll go till about maybe every quarter. I will stop and tell you where I am. Okay. Speed up. Go to the quarter, and then I'll let you know where we are. Okay. So from here, I'm going to speed up, and we'll see you guys at the end of April. Alrighty. Okay guys, I am back. It's only February the 14th, and we are currently sitting on 5,662. So in about a month we have gone from 2 to we've doubled, easily doubled the account. So we got into quite a big one there, where I went into, I think, about 2.4, closed the position, and that's where I said I'm gonna go to break even. Then we had a nice push down, so I got some nice profit there. And we're close some very big positions there, so I was happy with that, very happy with that. So let's just see how this one goes. I've got to pop out, so I just wanted to stop there, but I will continue in a bit with the rest of that back test until the end of April. See where we stand after 4 months, okay? So I'll be back in a bit. Okie dokie, guys. I'm gonna call it there for the first stage, and wow, it did extremely well. And I did get a bit of gain a bit of knowledge in terms of how I think I should trade it. I mean, I could trade it like this. I said 0.1 per thousand. That might be quite aggressive, because there were times that I went quite deep in and sitting in at quite a lot of drawdown. So potentially looking at maybe even doing 0.05 per thousand. But based on what I did do now, I never actually lost any money after closing my positions. I never lost. I was never under my starting. Every time I closed position, I just wrote down what my profit was. So I always knew when my, where I needed to get to, at least if I wanted to break even and just shut the trades down, which I never really did. I always got to some kind of profit. So we're currently sitting at the 26th of April, and the balance is sitting at 14,149. Now that is 4 months of trading, starting from $2,700, and we took that to 14,000. So that does tell me it was quite aggressive. And also bear in mind, I'm taking every trade I can, which might not happen when I'm live, because this is like I'm trading 24/7, right? So I reckon you'd be looking at maybe taking a little bit off of that. So I reckon we'd probably be close to 10K if we were trading it live, exactly with the lot size. But still, $2,700 to $10,000 in 4 months. I would take that 100%. So I think even if we were to take half of the lot that we gained, what is that, 12,000? Let's call it $12,000. Even if we took half of that and I gained 6,000, we'd be sitting at about $8,000. I'd still be happy with that after 4 months. 8,000 after 4 months, that is a gain of what? Gosh, like 400% or something crazy like that, which is just ridiculous. So I am extremely impressed with this strategy. I will continue trading this all the way through. I might even do this again. I'm not going to do this now, but I might even do this again at 0.05 per $1,000. See how that goes, because as you get to the bigger account size, you're going to be risking more in terms of actual cash, not anymore in terms of percent, but the cash will be more. So psychology might come into play there if you're playing with bigger numbers. But overall, I'm extremely impressed with this strategy, man. It's the hedging really makes it quite stress-free. As long as you don't look so much at the drawdown, rather the equity. Because like I said, you're always closing profitable positions as you're going. So your equity is always floating around your start point. So I mean, super happy with that. Sometimes when you get very deep into some trades, you go a little bit further, you go a little bit lower than your initial start. And sometimes it's just understanding, like for example, let's say in my, when I was sitting at about $10,000, traded, we got quite deep in, and I went back down to about 9 or 8.5. I would then say, you know what, I'm just going to try and get it back to 9, close it. Yes, I've lost $1,000, but I think I can make that back based on everything I've done. We would still be $7,000 up on our starting point. So just bearing in mind where you've come from, where you've started. What you could do as you're making these kind of profits is just taking withdrawals. Slowly take withdrawals to the point that you've taken your $2,007 out already, and you're now essentially traded with pure profits. So I'm pretty excited to start trading this. So I won't start now. Obviously, December not the best month. Let's see what it's looking like over here. that's gone into potentially opening up that buy soon. Not too worried about that. Right, and that is sitting over there. So I'll keep you posted on these, and then we'll continue with the I think, you know what, I'll leave it there. I'll call this a video, and then next video will be part 2 of the full year's backtest. So let's do that. I'll call it there. That is, I mean, I'm extremely happy with where that's got to, $14,000 from 2,700 to 14,000 in 4 months. Incredible. If that was a real account, I would definitely be smiling. So let's see how that continues to go. Do we ever take any losses? Do we have to cut the plug? You know, cut it at some point with a little bit of a loss, see how it goes. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video for part 2. Keep posted. Bye for now.